Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. A great big shout out to my channel members for supporting my channel. Thank you. Alright, so this is sort of a belated birthday haul. Some of these things I ordered back in March, so it's not quite a birthday haul, but it's things that I've purchased over the last few months. It's currently September 2nd. I think there's one more thing I'm waiting for. I'd have to look at my invoice, but otherwise, yeah, this is the stuff that I've gotten in the last few months for both my coloring and my journaling hobbies. So let me get situated and I'll be right back. So let me start with this stuff right here. Now, I was amazingly gifted a gift card from my friend Poet for my birthday. And of course, I immediately bought journaling stuff because that's been where my interest has been. So what I got, and this all was a set, which I was quite intrigued about because it even came with this little folder here. So it came with these sets of stickers, and because there's plastic, the glare is probably insane. But in these sets of stickers, there are 5 different stickers and there are duplicates. That's PET, but it doesn't seem to throw a glare in filming. And I know it's a weird thing to comment on, but if you do have either YouTube or even Instagram, these things, having something put a glare on your pictures or your videos is, I don't want to say it's no bueno, but it makes it frustrating because you're trying to use your visual mediums, but it's not letting you. So I don't think that these have a glare. And all of these sets came together. I actually have another pinky set that I had purchased separately. I had not put these in here yet because I wanted to show you that this came as a set. I will link this below if you're interested. I really like these stickers and I use them in my journaling. And then I'd actually purchased this one first. Now, it was a lot smaller than I anticipated, but I really liked the look of it. Now, what's interesting about this, it is the same sticker sheets, but you've got the first sets that are washi backed. And then when you get towards the back of the book, then you have the exact same stickers, if I can show that, that are PET backed. Exactly the same. It's just one's washi and one's this. And I do appreciate the functionality of that. So I got this one. I do like me a black and white spread. And then you guys know I love me some florals. And so I got this one here, which leads towards kind of gray. And again, same setup. The back has exactly the same stickers, just not on washi paper. And there's quite a few. And then again, same setup as here. And then I got this one. I think they have some other colors, and honestly, I might go back and order them because this is just right up my alley. Although these are starting to come away from the binding, which is fine. I do have, I can either put it in that little folder that I showed you earlier, or I do have other places where I can stick stickers. But I love the look of it. Sometimes the writing is pretty awful, translating, you know, what it might have said in a different language into English, but whatever. Visually, it looks pretty, and that's all I care about. So that's what I was able to get with my gift cards from Poet. Poet, thank you so much. It was unexpected, but absolutely loved. And I will put all of these things together and get rid of some of the packaging. I had wavered about getting this. It's this little cute mild liner box. It has 35 colors in it. I haven't even opened it yet. And if I am not mistaken, I have all these colors. I'm pretty sure I have all these colors, but it comes in this cute little packaging, and in each box there are some colors. And I just think that's absolutely adorable. Now, I'm gonna have to go through all of my colors here and at work to see if I do actually have all of these, because not only do I like using these in my journals and whatnot, but I actually like coloring with these too. I love the colors of them. And so yeah, I got 35 mild liners that I may or may not have all of these colors. Some of them look a little weird, like this one. I'm not sure that I have this one, but again, if I do, it's fine. It's just a water-based marker. But I got that. It's going to go back in the box. In fact, I only took off the shrink wrap right before I started filming this because it's been too crazy busy. I will need to figure out a storage solution for this, because once I start using them and or I take them, some of them to work if I don't have the colors there, because I do like to have the same colors in both locations, then I'll figure out what to do by way of storage for the rest of them. But I went back and forth. I mean, do I really need this? No. Was it during my birthday month? Yes, so all is forgiven. Plus, I mean, honestly, I make my own money, I make my own decisions. I'm gonna do what I want. But that's one of the things I've recently picked up. Now, this is the thing that I mentioned that I had purchased back in March. It was actually a pre-order, and then I got mine on August 28th. This came from Amazon. It's Emily Lidhall-Oberg's Fairy Tales and Folklore. It is a republish of the Sogner. It is a hardback book, though, which is interesting. It's absolutely beautiful. There's probably been a ton of different flip-throughs of this. Of the two books, because I now have both of them. This is actually the one that I preferred. It's just by the time I realized I was into adult coloring and whatnot, this was already out of stock. And I think there was a reprint again, and I missed that one. But the imagery in here to me is just more interesting than in her fairy tale one, although I have been learning to appreciate her fairy tale one as well, and that one actually takes water-based marker really well. So I did get this. I'm not going to do a full flip through with you guys, so that's something I recently received in August, but I did pre-order back in March. This one I had seen on Wendy's channel. I actually have the princess one, and I had seen that I think on Olga's channel and on Doodle's channel. I had seen this book and wanted this book, but I also did not know what it looked like. But when Wendy got hers, I believe she did a flip through, and so I'm like, oh yeah, no, I definitely love the artwork in here, because on, I think it was Amazon that I got this, it didn't really show a flip through. I think there was maybe one or two pictures, but that was it. And I've had enough hit and misses that I'm like, I really want to purchase something once I actually have a flip through. I think this is out of stock, or out of print. I shouldn't say out of stock. So it's a little bit difficult to find. If anything in this video, other than the journaling stuff, you want me to link, definitely let me know, and I will. But it may be a little bit harder to find just because I don't think they're printing anymore. So whatever stock is circulating is all they have. You might actually have a little bit more luck finding this on Amazon England or Britain or whatever it is, UK. I think it is Amazon UK. So that's this one, Fashion Through Time coloring book. And it is illustrated by Anne Kronheimer. Now, these three things here are somewhat inspired by Disney Meg because of this. I had seen this on her channel months ago. And while not a lot of cartoons or shows are very nostalgic to me from my childhood, the Smurfs as a character are, because I was born in Germany, and the first time we were stationed there, and then the final time we were stationed there, we would collect little Smurfs, because Smurfs is something that my mother also grew up with or had in her life. In Germany, they're called Schlümpfe. In France, apparently, they're called Strumpfe. Very similar, but enough of a difference. And so when I saw this on her channel, I immediately had that reaction of, I have to get this, just because of that factor right there. Because we had these little figurines. They're probably like yay big, maybe 2 or 3 inches tall, that you could collect from stores. I don't know where they are. I wish I had them. And I just remember we were so happy having them. And then, because we were transferred 4 different times before I was 10, just the nature of being a military family. And then we moved here to Hawaii. And then here we've lived in like 3 or 4 different places. And it's just, you know, they just get lost by the wayside. Now they'd be like 40 something years old. So, I mean, I get it. But when I saw this, I had to have it. If you're not interested, look away, but I am going to show the key in the back because it is a color by number. And what is interesting about this, several interesting things about this, is there are quite a few of these double page spreads. So there's that. Another interesting thing is, if you know me at all in my coloring book hobby, I am not a huge fan of color by numbers. But that was irrelevant with this one here. And then I am not a fan of the color blue. I mean, I don't hate it or anything, but I'm not a huge fan of coloring it. I don't like coloring water or sky. But if you're looking at the pictures now, it actually features more heavily with the forest than it does with blue. I mean, like there's a lot of blue here, but it's not the only thing on the page. Gargamel here. And I don't know when I'm going to get to this. In fact, I have not colored a single thing for all of August. I finished one thing for July, and September doesn't look like it's going to be any different. But it was just one of those immediate, I have to have this. Now, when I looked, when Meg had put up her video, she was correct. This was not available at that time on Lyrica.com. So I actually got this from Amazon France. It took forever and a day to get here. I think I got this the middle of August. I believe I ordered this in June. And when it says the approximate shipping time, it said anywhere between July and December. So like, cool. When I get it, it'll be a surprise. But I just, again, it's like Looney Tunes is something I watched as a child. I watched Sesame Street, Electric Company. Those do not have the same visceral response that this did. I don't know why, but it was just, yep, no, like I have to get it. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a Smurf cartoon or a Schlumpfe, the one in Germany. I couldn't tell you, but it was one of those things I had to get. Now, like I mentioned at the top of the video, I think there's one more thing, and I think it is actually a bookmark. Now, let me move this. This is my very first bookmark set that I've bought from Hachette Heroes because I enjoy Diane Dufour's work. Some of it is very familiar to me in the Wolves to Pools book, and some of it, like this, is not. But then I only have that Wolves to Pools book, the Puff, the Furball book. I don't have all of her books, so maybe some of that features there. But I loved the look of this, and I love her artwork. But also, I figured, okay, if I'm in a coloring mood, but I just don't have time, this might be something that is doable. It's also single-sided, so I could use alcohol marker. It's quite thick. I mean, bookmarks generally are. And so I thought that was just really interesting, added it to the cart. The other one I think is a Disney one. Again, I have to look at my invoice, but I thought that's the reason why I got this one, because I was going to already have that one. But then the outlier for me, because I don't know that I've seen this at all, is this one. Now, it is a Hachette Hero book from Yoshimi Sekiguchi, and it's The Voyage of the Bleu. I don't know what that says or what it means, but it is really interesting. Okay, so it's sewn binding. I hope I didn't destroy my book. And it's quite large. double-sided. The paper is, it feels a little thinner than like an Erie page. It also seems a little whiter, like it's not a cream color, but the artwork to me is just really, really pretty. I don't know that this page actually factors in. It's a storybook, chapter 1. I can get that from, from that title. It's very fanciful. It's both detailed and not. Some of these wallpapery pages don't necessarily appeal to me. And so I could just decide to use alcohol markers in here. Although with my Japanese and my Korean books, more and more often I'm just doing pencil work, just a lot slower. But I just loved the look of it. And I think they showed a few pictures and I was sold. And then when I actually got it in person, I'm like, oh, this is even prettier than I thought. I haven't been watching a lot of coloring channels. I actually haven't been watching a lot of YouTube, if I'm honest, just because of everything with work. So if I'm not working, I'm either reading or on a rare occasion watching anime. But yeah, I'm happy that I have this in my arsenal. Like I said, I don't know that I had seen this anywhere out there, with the caveat, oh no, there is, good, that I'm not watching a lot. Chapter 3, and it seems to be a quite interesting range of different things. I mean, that little girl features in. You have your fairy tale aspects. You have kind of like a zodiac aspect. Now we're getting into the water. And I could translate, but I mean, I didn't even translate the title. It's probably not a good likelihood that I'm going to translate anything else. I don't need to, honestly. And some of these characters look like things I've seen before. Again, I don't know that I have this artist in my arsenal, but it might be things that I've seen in the coloring book community. But again, it's so pretty to me. And I had not intended to do a full flip through, but here we are. And some of these pages, like this here, does not really speak to me, but for whatever reason, I can see Doodle Robot doing something amazing with the background, or Maya, or Meg, or Chelsea, or Emma, or just, you know, I can see different people's styles doing things on the background of pages that I probably would either distress ink or just ignore. But it's an interesting thing to me when you see pages like that. Like, this is not a mandala. It's definitely wallpapery to me, especially some of these smaller elements, but then the bigger elements are not the same. So I could see myself kind of coloring that because I do like floral things, very easy. And then the rest of the things that's on the page is actually relatively quick. Relatively, that's a thing, right? Like this would not be quick. The paper is smooth, again, a little bit thick. I don't know how it would take water mediums, but I think if it were, I think this would be a really good book to do water mediums. And little thumbnails. Never really understood that. Here's some completed pages. This is the page that looks very familiar to me. Like there's a coloring book like that, but again, I'm not sure. I do love the muted colors. And then there are some, whatever carte de voix, a collier means. So carts of eyeballs is voix eyeballs. They're eggs. No, that's oof. So much class and culture on this channel. But this also was ordered from Amazon France. So this, and this. All ordered from Amazon France. Again, if you want a link to it, it's not going to be an affiliate, but at least I can get you there. Although you may want to check Lyrica if any of these are available. Honestly, you may want to check Amazon Japan. Hell, you may want to check just Amazon if any of these things are available now. Just because, not so much for the cost. It's just more the shipping and the shipping time might be a little bit better on Lyrica or on Amazon. All right, guys, well, quickish haul video for me. There is nothing on my radar by way of coloring books. Again, I'm not even coloring, but I had to get this, and so I added these other two things. I already had gotten, or already had ordered the Emily book. The other one, I know it's going to be hard, so when I saw it on Amazon, I just ordered it because of the flip through for Wendy. And then journaling supplies. I know I should stop, but I'm not gonna, because I'm a grown up and no one can tell me what to do. All right, guys, I'd love to know if you have any of these things or if you've seen any things. Let me know in the comment section below. That's it for me for now. And as always, aloha.